Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go.
Guys, I've noticed that a lot of y'all are aware that nutrition is super important for losing weight. All right. And if you don't know already, I want to just go ahead and let you know right off the bat, you can't outwork poor nutrition habits. If you've been trying to lose weight and get a flat stomach for not months, but some of y'all years, and you're like, damn, man, I'm doing all this work and now I'm doing all these 10K steps a day and I'm still not losing this stomach and this weight. I'll tell you why. Your ass is eating a junk food diet. Too much big ass stomach behavior. That's what it is. All right. And so now that we passed that part, we know that nutrition is important. And I have a lot of conversations with people inside my DMs on Instagram and Facebook and on my game plan calls for people who, want me to help them, right? And one of the things that I do during our game plan calls, I ask people, give me a typical day of eating for you. What are you normally eating throughout the day? For breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. And a lot of times, these people are the same people who have high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction, low energy all the time, always having food cravings. And these things tend to happen because these people do not have enough protein in their diet, guys. Guys, you cannot live on just eating fruit all day, every day, or just a detox diet that you do all day, every day. The detox teas, the skinny teas. Guys, you can't live like that, man. Those things are not sustainable. Yes, I still want you to eat fruit, but you have to eat protein. I just got off a game plan. I just got off a group coaching call with our members, and we talked about all nutrition. Okay, I do group coaching calls with my members once a week, and we take a deep dive into like nutrition, training, mindset, things like that. And so today we talked about how to build your plate. I'm aware that a lot of people are not aware of how to build their plate. Even when people join my coaching program, I make a whole meal plan for their ass. Some of them will still post inside our community just straight chicken. No vegetables, nothing else. Or they'll just post straight fruit, nothing else. And they think that's a meal. No, that's a snack. That's not a meal. Okay, there has to be balance. But most times I see people leaning towards just eating like whether it's fruit or chips or some type of bread. People grown as hell still eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, wondering why you got type 2 diabetes. Man, you can't be eating like that. And so we absolutely have to have protein. I know some of y'all don't know what a protein is. Protein is most of the time like meats, like whether it's chicken, steak, any type of fish, tofu. You got protein bars, protein shakes, eggs, egg whites. These are different examples of protein. Now I want to give you the benefits of eating these proteins, okay? The benefits of eating protein, if you notice that after you eat a meal and you're not feeling satisfied, all right? You notice that you're like, damn, I'm still hungry. A lot of times your ass ain't eating enough protein, okay? If you notice that you eat a meal and you feel sluggish, like you have the itis after you ate that meal, or whether it's like a lunch, a breakfast, or a dinner, you're like, damn, I feel like I need to take me a nap. Your ass is eating too much carbs, not enough protein, okay? You need to up your protein and reduce the starchy carbs that you're eating and start adding in more fibrous carbs like some type of fruit or some type of green vegetables, okay? If you're always eating meals and you have the itis all the time, your ass going to end up having type 2 diabetes because that means you keep on spiking your blood sugar. Every time you eat a meal, you're spiking your blood sugar. And after so long, your pancreas go get mad at you. Your pancreas like, damn, man, you working me too hard. I'm trying to regulate your blood sugar, but you eating too much sugar all the time. Guys, you don't have to eat candy for your blood sugar to get spiked. You can be eating too much bread, too much rice, too much potatoes, and it can spike your blood sugar. Okay? As we get old, we can get away with that when we're younger. But once you get into like your 30s and your 40s, even for myself, I noticed a significant difference on how my body breaks down certain foods. And so now I don't eat as much starchy carbs like the rice, the potatoes, the oatmeal, because I'm aware if I eat this, I'm gonna end up getting itis in the middle of the day. And I know I still got to do the podcast and all the other things. I'm like, man, I can't be getting tired in the middle of the day. And I got so many other things I need to get done. And so instead of doing that, replace all that starchy carbs, the big old ass Subway sandwiches y'all be eating, the loaded beans and rice and guacamole y'all be getting from Moe's or Chipotle. Stop eating all that, man. You're eating too damn much. Now, if you want to get bigger, you want your stomach to get bigger, cool, keep eating it. But if you like, man, I want my stomach to get flat, man. I'm tired of being out here wearing this big old ass shirt. I can't take my shirt off, my girl looking at everybody, all these other guys with abs and nice body. You don't want to be that guy. Or you don't want to be the woman. When your boyfriend or your husband got a little bit of a wandering eye because your body ain't on point. Guys, people, we are people. We go look at what we look at as attractive. And so if you want your boo looking at you, your ass got to start eating better. Okay? And so cut back on the rice and the beans and all the guacamole. If you're going out to Moe's and Chipotle, eat more vegetables. We be telling our kids all this all the time. Baby, eat your fruit. Baby, eat your vegetables. But your ass ain't doing it. How you gonna tell them to do something that you ain't doing? You got to eat more fruits and vegetables, guys. Okay? But you have to have more protein with the fruits and vegetables, though, because the protein is what keeps you full. The protein is what increases your metabolism. Protein is the number one macro, guys. Protein, fats, and carbs are macros, okay? Protein, it actually helps us increase our metabolism because it takes more time for our body to break down the protein. And so if it takes our body more time to break it down, what that mean? Our body having to work harder, right? That don't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but if it's working harder, what that mean? It's burning more calories, okay? You need to have more protein. For a lot of y'all who have pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, guys, this is the type of stuff that used to run in my family, man. Like, this is one of the reasons I do what I do. Like, I talk about getting rid of big old ass stomach and, hey, start eating like that big ass stomach behavior. Because when I was growing up, I was like the family kid. I stayed with my granddad and his two sisters. All three of them was morbidly obese. All their friends that used to come over, morbidly obese, or they had a big old ass stomach. They were slim and still had a big ass stomach. We used to call it the beer belly back in the days, right? But it wasn't no beer belly. Nah, they just wasn't eating right. And so we used to have a lot of health issues in our family. The type 2 diabetes. Every other week I'd hear it, and I'm a kid at that point. I didn't even know what none of this meant. Yes, such just had a stroke. They had type 2 diabetes. Yes, such just had a massive stroke. One of my great aunties, she had a boyfriend named Abram. When my granddad and her sister passed away, I was just staying with Louise. Her boyfriend named Abram, he used to talk all the time. I used to hear him talking to her all the time. One day he had a stroke. After Abram had that stroke, I never heard Abram talk ever again. Ever. Like, and it was like half his face was, I don't know. I guess he couldn't feel it because he was drooling and slobbing all the time. And as a kid, I'm like, man, what the hell, you wipe that shit off. It looked nasty as a kid. But now that I grew up, I see what was going on. You see what I'm saying? Even so much so, shit, I feel like I went through a little bit of trauma knowing what I went through as a little kid because Louise, she was kind of like Big Mama from that movie Soul Food. Louise had type 2 diabetes. She didn't tell nobody in the family. But I stayed with Louise. It was so periodic, like almost every other day. I just knew she was gonna be like, Quez, that short for Jaquez. For anybody who didn't know my real name, Jaquez. All right. Quez, bring the trash can, baby. Quez, bring the trash can. Wow, because Louise was so big. Louise, she had so much weight on her, she couldn't get out of bed like that. And so I would have to bring the trash can in her room, and she would literally be vomiting. Like, it became like a routine. I knew this was going to happen on a daily basis. Quiz, bring me some ice. Quiz, bring the trash can. Hurry up, baby, hurry up. It's burned in my brain because I had to witness this stuff, but nobody else really knew about it. Louise had type 2 diabetes, among other things. I used to see her sticking herself with the needles because she had type 2 diabetes. God, this stuff is real, man. Like if you going to the doctor and your doctor like, hey, you pre-diabetic, I'm gonna have to put you on some medication if you don't get this stuff together now. Just tighten up your eating habits. You don't even have to start going beast mode in the gym like these crazy ass snowflake trainers you see on social. You don't have to do none of that. Half of that stuff. Start eating better. Start eating more protein, because a lot of y'all, you're eating too much sugar, too much junk food, not enough protein, not enough fibrous fruits and vegetables. Very simple. But a lot of y'all still not doing it. All right? Because there's consequences, y'all. I'm telling you. I mean, when I grew up, how old was I? I was probably like 18, 17 years old. I started doing like personal training in person at the time. And I was headed to a boot camp one morning. It was like 5:30 in the morning. And I was driving through the gore, getting off the exit. I was driving through the gore. Y'all know like the little yellow lines? And it was like some police it was like a car wreck. The police seen me driving through the gore. I didn't know that driving through the gore was you get a ticket for that. I didn't know that, at that age. And they gave me like 2-3 tickets. Police cussed me out and everything. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like, I see y'all right now, so I just wanted to drive over here so I didn't hit nobody. He was like, that's illegal. You can't do that. The reason I say this is because just because you don't know, don't mean there's not consequences. Just because you don't know how to track your calories and how to understand like what a protein is, or you eating fiber, just because you don't know, don't mean there's not consequences that can happen. Type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction. These are the types of things that happen when you're not eating properly, guys. And I'm not saying these are the only things, but this is a huge part of it. All these different things, lifestyle related. What's your lifestyle? Your habits and routines. If you have a habit of eating junk food all the time, if you have a habit of drinking sweet teas and lemonades and sodas all the time, consequences. I'm not saying you can't do it every now and then, but it's consequences to neglect trying to really understand how this stuff works. It's why I talk about it so frequently. Because if your weight keep going up, if your waistline circumference, aka big ass stomach, if it keep getting bigger, the chances of you having things like type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction, high blood pressure, heart disease, congestive heart failure significantly go up. It's just physics, y'all. Some people, y'all have decent genetics, and so y'all don't feel it right now. I got a big ass stomach, but I'm healthy. Keep on going. Keep on getting bigger. I'm telling you, people out here passing away from having type 2 diabetes. What's old boy name? Irv Gotti. He talked about it in a podcast. My babies, my family, they be trying to tell me to eat right, man. I just didn't want to, man. I just don't be wanting to. I just gotta live my life. Pass away from type 2 diabetes. You see what I'm saying? Rest his soul. Rest his spirit. Just because you neglect it don't mean there's not consequences. A lot of people, they try to downplay their situation because they see somebody else in a worse situation. I know what some of y'all be doing. Y'all be like, damn, man, I'm only like 30, 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds over. Man, this person over here on 600 pound life, man, they like 300, 400 pounds overweight. I ain't that bad. Woo, boy, I'm glad I ain't that bad. But your ass still bad, though. Your situation still bad, too. They just a lot worse. But your situation still bad, too. It's a reason you looking at it. Because you know deep down, you ain't telling nobody else, but you know deep down, you're not happy with how you look when you put your clothes on. You know deep down, you're not happy when you take your clothes off and you're looking in the mirror. You see what I'm saying? This real shit. This is what people really be going through. And so, if you know you're not happy with those things, You got to start making some changes. Because if you just keep trying to sweep it up underneath the rug, you keep just trying to sleep your stress away, that don't mean the problem ain't still gonna be there. The problem's still there, still staring at you in the face. You gotta be willing to take one step at a time, y'all. It doesn't have to be as hard as y'all. A lot of y'all be thinking it is. One step at a time. Go to the gym. One step at a time. Man, let me start eating more protein. One step at a time. Now, I know I be eating junk food every day, man. Let me just eat it like once or twice a week. One step at a time. I'm doing these things, but I'm still not getting the results I want to. Invest in the coach. One step at a time. This is how it works, y'all. This is how it works. Y'all trying to bite off more than y'all need to chew. All right? But if y'all do these things, I'm telling you, start paying attention to your protein intake. All right? A lot of y'all, you want to be eating somewhere between you can multiply your current body weight times 0.8 and whatever that number is. Hopefully y'all know how to do a little bit of math. Multiply your current body weight times 0.8 and that's going to give you a certain amount of protein that you need to eat on a daily basis up to 1, meaning you can eat the amount of whatever your weight is, you can eat that amount in daily protein, okay? And let's say you're like, man, damn, I'm 300 pounds. I got to eat 300 grams of protein a day? Hell no, that's too much. So what you do is you multiply your current body weight times 0.8. That's going to be a lower number, okay? That's going to be a lower number. And so that way you're not having to eat so much protein. That's what you want to do on a daily basis as far as like protein. Obviously, you still need to know your overall daily calorie intake. But once you get these things down pat, you don't have to even work out, guys. A lot of people think you have to work out to lose weight. You don't even have to work out if you just eat properly. I have a coaching client named Kataka. His first 12 weeks in my program, he was so busy in law enforcement, he was like, man, I'm not happy with how I'm looking. I just need to do something. And I'm like, man, look, I'm just going to put you on a meal plan. I'm gonna build you out a meal plan. He did that for 12 weeks. He dropped 21 pounds. Now Kataka's down. We just did our group coaching call. I think he said he's down like 64 pounds now. Because after his first 12 weeks, he had a little bit more time. He worked out 3 days a week now. Now he's down 64 pounds. You see what I'm saying? So he did the workout and the nutrition. So just know, guys, start from where you at. Like I said earlier, one step at a time. You know, if you don't have no time, don't be bitching and moaning, complaining. Just be like, I don't have a whole lot of time to work out right now. Well, let me make sure I get the eating part down pat so I can start losing weight. Get that part down pat. All right, cool, man. I don't want to waste no time in the gym if I don't know really what I need to do. Hire a coach. Get a mentor. Buy a book that's going to give you a plan. Something. Like, guys, I create all these resources that y'all be reaching out to me on social media for because I want to help you guys. All right? I create books like Gut to Abs that you can find on Amazon, my Lies book, because I want to help people. I want to meet you where you are because I'm aware not everybody has the financial resources to invest in coaching. You know what I'm saying? And so you start from where you are. Then there are going to be people who are like, man, I bought everything. I got all your resources. I listen to your podcast, man. Hey, they're running. It's time to get these results. I don't want to guess no more. I don't want to Frankenstein stuff together no more. I don't want to waste no time. This is when you get coaching because I remove all the guesswork for you. All right? But you got to stop making excuses, man, because in this world we live in, ain't nobody going to save you from your excuses but you. You got to be willing to humble yourself and be like, man, if I keep on keeping these excuses, man, what my life going to look like another year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You see what I'm saying? If you keep on using the same excuses. You got to be willing to change, man. Because if you don't change, shit get worse. It don't stay the same. It gets worse. Okay? And how I know, I got folks that I've spoken to in the DMs years ago. They're in worse situations. I had a guy reach out to me on Instagram just a couple months back. He was crying. He was like, man, I just left the hospital, man. I think they say he had like type 2 diabetes or something going on with his heart. I can't remember what it was a couple months back. But he ain't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? You have a chance to make some changes to your habits and your routines. That's all that needs to happen. Habits, routine. And you know what? One more thing that needs to change. Your thought process about yourself. You got to start raising your standards. A lot of people don't do well in life because they don't have a high standard for themselves. If you don't have a high standard for how you look, how you want to look, and the image that you want to portray and put out there to the world, of course you're not gonna look like that. Of course you're not gonna be happy about how you're looking because you haven't raised your standards. But when you raise your standards, your habits and routines are gonna start aligning with your standards. All right. But anyway, hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful. We out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.